Hi everyone, my name is Nisha and today I will present about my real life experience that reflects the 5 topics covered in organizational behavior. So throughout my journey as a student and individual, I discovered that my personality shapes my attitude, the way I see the situations, how I make decisions, and even what motivates me. So understanding myself helps me improve how I work with others, how I manage stress, and how I grow in my future career. Organizational behavior, or OB, is the study of human behavior in a workplace setting. It focuses on how individuals, groups, and the organization as a whole behave and interact. So, by understanding OB, we can improve our teamwork, communications, motivation, and overall performance in an organization. It also helps us understand why people act the way they do and how we can work better with different personalities and situations. For my personality, I see myself as ambivert. This means I can blend both introvert and extrovert traits. I enjoy social interaction and working with people, but at the same time, I also need moments of quiet and personal space to recharge. So in terms of my behavior, I would describe myself as relaxed and flexible. My behavior can shift depending on the situations, the people around me, and even my mood. I adapt easily whether it is a serious working environment or a more casual setting. My core values are respect, honesty, ambitions, and family. So this value guides me how I treat others, how I work, and the type of decisions I make. They also influence my goals and how I manage relationships in both personal and professional life. In organization behavior, attitude is made up of 3 components, which is cognitive, affective, and behavioral. The cognitive components relate to our thought or evaluations about something. For example, I may ask myself, am I being given equal pay? Or what do I think about my boss or my working environment? This thought shapes the foundation of my attitude. And the second is the affective component is about our feelings. This refers to how I emotionally react toward my job. For example, do I like my boss? Or do I feel happy coming to work? The third one is the behavioral components refers to the actions or intention to act. This includes decisions like, what do I plan to do next? So, for instance, if I am satisfied, I will stay motivated and perform well. But if I am unhappy, I might reduce my effort, speak up, or consider about changing my jobs. So these 3 components influence my overall job satisfaction and how I behave at work. Now, let's talk about the attitude and job satisfaction from the positive sides. So one of the main reasons I feel satisfied at my workplace is because I have a very supportive team. I am actually from the admin and HR department with a small team of 4 people. So all of us are very supportive, responsible, and understand the work very well. We are also very blessed to have our senior executive as our head of department. She leads us with patience, guides us when we need help, and always protects our department. So whenever I on leave or unable to finish something urgent, she will cover my tasks without hesitations. So these kind of supports make me feel like appreciated and confident in my work. I also enjoy working with my colleagues from the other departments because they are considerate and cooperative. Even though we belong to different teams, but we always work together when it comes to decorations, events, and even shooting cooking demonstrations video. So no matter how busy everyone is, we still make time to help one another and complete the task as a team. Another thing that increased my job satisfaction is the level of commitment shown by everyone. So during any discussions or meetings, people willingly share their opinions and contribute ideas even when it is not part of their job. So this shows that everyone cares about the organizations and wants to help each other success. Overall, this positive experience makes me feel motivated, valued, and happy to come to work. And of course, not all experiences in our workplace are positive. One of the challenges I face is unclear communications from our management. Sometimes, the instruction or expectation are not explained clearly before asking us to complete some tasks, which can be confusing and stressful. So, another issue that can be demotivating is unfairness, favorism, and ego in the workplace. So, when decisions are biased or some colleagues are treated differently, it affects the team morale and my motivations to give my best. I also noticed the lack of teamwork in certain situations along with bossy leadership. So when there is no collaborations and people only focus on their work, it becomes harder to accomplish goals effectively. Lastly, work-life balance is important to me and it can be frustrating when work hours are too rigid or overly demanding. For example, focus solely on work from 8 to 5 with only a 1 hour lunch break leaves a little time for our personal life or rest. Thus, this negative experience for me how important it is for organizations to communicate clearly, treat employees fairly, encourage teamwork and maintain a work-life balance. Therefore, in OB, our decisions depend on how we perceive situations. When our perception is correct, we are able to make better decisions. However, if our perception is wrong, it can lead to misjudgment or misunderstanding. One factor that influences our perception is expectation. For example, when I first started working, I expected that my HR executive to be very friendly or talkative. However, my initial perception that was she was too strict and too serious, which made me feel stressed and hesitant to ask questions. Therefore, attribution theory can help explain this perception. From an internal perspective, I could see that she is serious because of her personality. But a few months later, from an external perspective, I understood that her seriousness is also due to her role as head of department and the workload she managed. So this perception influenced my decision making initially. So at first, I felt stressed around her and avoid asking many questions. But over time, as I observed her behavior and understood the reason, I started communicate more and openly with her. Now, I feel comfortable and supported and protected by her guidance. So, motivation is what drives us to take actions, to achieve our goals, and to keep improving ourselves. For me, several factors motivate me in life and work. First, I am motivated to earn money to support my responsibilities and my family. Second, I value learning and personal growth, as well as gaining knowledge and experience through my work and studies. Third, achieving life goals and building a better future keeps me focused and determined. Lastly, maintaining a happy work-life balance is also very important to me. All of these factors influence how I behave at work. They affect my attitude, my job satisfaction, and the decisions I make and even how I perceive challenge. For example, knowing that my work contributes to my growth and my family supports make me more motivated to face challenge and work collaboratively even when tasks are difficult or stressful. So far, the conclusion I can make here is I have learned a lot about myself and others. First, OB helps me to understand myself better, my personality, my values, my strength, and my weakness. Second, it allows me to understand why people behave differently and which helps me to communicate and collaborate more effectively. Third, OB provides insight on how to improve teamwork, fairness, communications in any groups or organizations. Finally, it makes me more aware of my perceptions and motivations and helping me make a better decisions and face challenges with a positive mindset. Last but not least, if you are interested, you may scan this QR code to take your personality test and learn more about yourself. That's all from me. Thank you for listening and bye-bye.